Hi, my name is Antonino Lombardi. I am a third-generation barber hairstylist, and today I'm going to be talking to you and sharing you some tips and tricks that I do with my clients who have autism, disabilities, and just for good practice. So the most important thing is client consultation. When it comes down to client consultation, you want to ask the client and ask the parent what is it that they're sensitive to, whether it's smell, touch, feel, or any noise. As far as touching them, you want to make sure that as if you're tilting their head, you put the hand on the shoulder and you tilt their head. You always want to make them feel comfortable. Anytime you talk to them, you want to look into their eyes and just kind of guide them on what it is you're going to do, how you're going to do it. The second important thing would be smell. You have to be careful on what kind of scents you're using, whether it's a styling product, whether it's sanitizing, alcohol, or any sort of aerosol sprays. Smell can be known as a sensitivity issue. Third most important thing is feeling. Whether your client is feeling down or feeling up, you always want to put them in a position where they're going to be feeling happy and feel good. And that's when they get a great haircut, is you make them feel good, and that's what it's about. The fourth most important thing in your client consultation is noise. Anyone could be sensitive toward noise. Whether it's your clippers or trimmers, you always want to try it on your arm first, then you can try it on your client's arm so that they know that it's not painful and it just tickles. So always be patient and aware of what you're doing with your client. Just give them the best service you can give them and make them feel good.
No problem. I shall transform your hair, create a masterpiece. I am an artiste with a pair of scissors.
My new cuts got him talking at the barbershop.
Fresh from the barbershop, fly from the beauty salon.
My new cuts got him talking at the barbershop.
I got a show where you can listen and view.
My new cuts got him talking at the
Bringing
barbershop.
barbers and stylists together with the ScissorSalute.
My new cuts got him talking at the barbershop.
One cut, two cut, three cut, four. Nails done, hair done, everything did. Nails done, hair done, everything did. Oh, you fancy.
Spending hours in salons on your hairstyle.
For the Lord protects his barbers and he makes the stubble grow.
Scissor! Salute! Salute! Welcome to the ScissorSalute Show. I'm your host, Eli the Barber, and my co-host,
Blaze and Blush, thank you for joining us today. So,
Welcome.
Eli?
I'm doing good. Figured I'd put that voice on, test it out real quick. The show is co-produced by the co-owner, New York and Queen, and produced by the owner, Seth Rowe. We're broadcasting live from Massapequa, New York, via Paradise Studios, StrongIsland.tv, and LA's on the boards. Let's get into the meaning of the ScissorSalute, which is a gesture, compliment, greeting, lifestyle, and brand dedicated to bringing barbers, hairstylists, and makeup artists together worldwide. And we use the ScissorSalute Show as an outlet. Did I say that? We use the ScissorSalute Show as an outlet to actually make that happen. Every Monday night from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Time, we give the opportunity for the visual artists to come down here and showcase their skills live on the stage while taking phone calls and conducting interviews with them so you can find out how they got started, where they currently are, and where they plan to be going on their journey. This is the age of the independent educator. And a lot of people have been watching social media and thinking, I can do that too. Now, if that happens to be you, or you know someone like that that says, hey, I would like to get into some sort of educational field in this profession, send them our way. Email us, scissorsalute@yahoo.com. Leave all your contact information, and we'll get back to you in the order that the email is received. Now, downtime, you can take a ScissorSalute selfie and hashtag ScissorSalute selfie and at New York and Queen, NEWYOR.
Okay.
It's been a while since I did it.
Is it? Wait.
NEWYORICAN underscore
right,
QUEEN. I usually do that like pow, but it's been a while since I said that. And just a reminder, it is a live show, so don't be like, oh, it's not rehearsed. We didn't pre-record it. This is a live show. You'd like to show some support underneath my finger right here. Press the share button. Put it on your page. You can invite people. You can share as much, you can share with as much people as you want. Alrighty. Let's get into a recap of last week's show. ScissorSalute presents Innovate Salon Academy. Showcasing, we had Ray Lansky. Now, we'd like to ScissorSalute Ray Lansky, and I'd personally like to thank him for sharing his journey here with the ScissorSalute Show. I believe this is his third time on the show, and each time he's come on the show, it's been some sort of growth, where he is growing, different ideas coming up. His recent visit here was to introduce his mentors and Innovate Salon Academy, where he is the barber instructor there.
Where's he from?
He's from New Jersey.
Another Jersey barber.
And he has one of the coolest names you'll hear. Ray Lansky.
Yeah.
It sounds like a Wu-Tang member.
Yeah.
Some might say superhero. Or just straight gangster. But we like to salute him for sharing his story with us, coming down here and, letting us know that there's room for growth in this profession, and education is as well. Not just getting people prepared to take a state exam, but more about teaching them how to be professional and be ready to go in the trenches, which I think is very important.
Yeah, because I don't think most schools, they don't touch on that too much. It's just like you said, to help you pass the state exam.
And you know what it is? It's just people are very impatient. That's just it. So it's this. We live in a society where it's now. A lot of people don't want to have that patience to really master the craft. So they just want to get their license and then go about mastering the craft, which, again, there's nothing wrong with it, because I do understand that, you got to get out and do something. You need some sort of security, and there's nothing wrong with, just going out and getting your license. At least you could say you accomplished something.
Right.
But we're actually going to be touching up on that later on in the show, so make sure you're paying attention and watching the show. And our in-studio guest from Innovative Salon Academy, I gave him the name de Three Amigas, a.k.a. Triple Threat, a.k.a. Triple Threat on the set. We had...
You changed your IG too?
No.
You didn't do that.
From left to right, we had Miss Ange, Miss Karen, Miss Sue. Now, Miss Ange, there's no papers in front of me. I'm just remembering that Miss Ange is like a curly hair specialist. Okay. She has curly hair herself.
That's the one with the red hair.
The one to the left.
Okay.
She's a curly hair specialist, which is great to have curly hair specialists, because majority of curly hair specialists are, number one, into natural hair, and number two, are really into healthy hair. How to go about maintaining the curly hair, how to clean the curly hair, and the list keeps on going. It's something that I just noticed when it comes to people who specialize in curly hair. And then we have Miss Karen. I do remember that she is like a stylist, updos, braided updos. Really excited about prom season and bridal season and graduation, and this is really
money season.
Yeah, this is really where you can get creative, and with the updos being at such high demand, throwing a braid here and there and really make it happen. And then Miss Sue to the far right, which she used to be an educator, but she took a step back, and she is like the director, the coach.
Okay.
So she's making sure that everything is kept up to state requirements and a lot of other things, and making sure everything runs smooth. So ScissorSalute to the Innovate Salon Academy, and we hope to have them come back and showcase. I invited them last week, but sometimes be like, yeah, they're leaving like, I'm never coming back. I
don't think anybody says that.
I hope so. And then, founder of Barbershop Connect and creator of BarberCon. So that's what we're going to introduce Lena for now on, huh? Founder of Barbershop Connect, creator of BarberCon. And that is Dante financial to the left.
BarberCon is what, in June, right?
Nope. So we had Lee come down talk about Barbershop Connect, which is on June 10th and 11th. It's going to be an indoor-outdoor event with barbers coming from all over the world. It's going to be a great time, and along with being a great time, there's going to be education everywhere. It's going to be well worth spending the money coming out of here for 2 days. And again, not only are you going to be able to be around some of the best, but you're also going to see that there's education involved.
Are there any competitions?
No competitions.
Okay.
BarberCon's never really been, they never had a competition.
Okay.
They've had showcases, and then they have awards that they hand out.
Okay.
Yes. So who do we have this week?
So this week we have, I love this young lady. This is her second time here, from The Perfect Cut, located in Seaford, New York, Miss Sophia Jimenez. And she is Makeup by Soph J on Instagram. And I'm excited to see her work. She was here the last time with Sandy. That's our girl from The Perfect Cut. But she didn't get to showcase, so we're going to see her work. So also calling in from Faded Fresh Barbershop and Ruben's 5-Star Academy, located in Lake Wales, Florida, Ruben the Barber. And his Instagram is Ruben_DA Barber. And he's really good with designs, right?
He's pretty much good
With everything.
with everything that he does. He recently became, I'll say within the past year and some change, became a Babyliss educator. So that is, to me, I feel like that is a great feat right there.
Yeah, nice. Okay, and then also from Miami, Florida, we have Natalie Styles calling in, and her Instagram is Natalie, NATALY Styles1. So
Now,
look forward to that.
Natalie, she called in on one of the original beginning of the program when we had Ladies' Night. So I believe we had Stylist Fairy in the studio, See the Barber, Habichuela's called in.
Who's Habichuela?
She's from, her name is Abby, but she calls Habichuela, I guess. She's from Florida. We had
That's cute.
Natalie Styles call in, and Safro from our cousin from Texas, RX.
That's your cousin?
Well, we call
call her
fam.
Okay.
I know fam doesn't. Well, you know what? We do forget, because I have at least 40 cousins in Puerto Rico. I can't remember their names. They're like, ¿Cómo estás? Sí, claro. Who the hell is that over there? Say.
You need to know your family. That's important.
Listen, man, they don't know me. I don't know them. It's just that's the way it is, man. But it's going to be interesting to see with Natalie, to catch up with her. Which I know she recently just had a baby, so.
Oh, congratulations,
Yes.
Natalie.
So it's going to be interesting to hearing how she made her way back. And if Dante was here, it would be even more interesting, because the
I'd like to
BBA
know how she
offers
worked
maternity
that out.
leave. Now, if you're not familiar with the BBA, that is the Barber and Beauty Association. Dante will be here later. The Barber and Beauty Association. The importance of a Barber and Beauty Association is for barbers to have security. Now, for the profession to have security, excuse me. Now, I understand that we one of our main focuses is education, and we all want to be educated. This is great. But we need some sort of stability in this profession. You know, we keep on searching for the education and keep on bringing it back and turning it into, when we get into our workplace, being able to make some great money, and also leniency with our time when you get to there. But eventually there's going to be a time where you need that concrete foundation. And that's where the BBA is going to be playing a major part in having a concrete foundation, having some sort of future, having something just in case something happens. And at the same time, we like to be educated. That education is going to be all wrapped up in the BBA. So when you're paying BBA fees and it's going towards your retirement and everything else, your BBA will be notifying you, letting you know when the educators in town, who's educating, and all in the BBA.
So that's not extra. That's part of.
That's
the
all gonna
benefit.
be. It's all gonna be. You know, I'm pretty sure you might have to probably be set up like a copay.
Okay.
You know, but the BBA is gonna have educators inside of it, inside there. Now, I guess you want to go get educated outside of it. You know, fine. No one will stop you, but you're already paying into something.
Right.
Wouldn't you
so
want
you'll
to
have access to educators in the plan.
And back to what I was saying is the maternity leave. It's different for females, you know. You have the time where you have a baby, you want to connect with the baby, and you just, you know, a lot of stuff a lot of emotions play when a female has a child. Sometimes the depression kicks in, they feel guilty for no reason. And you need that time. You need that family time. But at the same time, what's going on in your head? You're thinking about that money that you're missing out on. I know anytime I'm out of the shop, I'm thinking about the money I'm missing. If I'm talking to a barber and I'm like, and we're just touching base, yo, how is it? I'm hoping, how is it today? I'm hoping he's saying it's slow. Unfortunately, where we work though, in Jedi Barbershop where we work, it's not that it's always has traffic or it's slow. We have barbers or a couple barbers that are always in there. And that's a big thing in this profession. A lot of people don't know, it's slow. So it's slow, so you're going to leave for the day?
Right. You should stay.
You know? It's just you got to put that work in.
And you know, some days, like, it'll be slow. We just had a day like that. It was slow from, like, 1 to 3, maybe. Nobody was in the shop. As soon as 4 o'clock hit, it seemed like everybody came in because it's after work, so that's when everybody comes in. So you have those days where, you know, it may be slow, but it'll pick up towards the end of the night.
Yes. Oh, look, wifey just hit me up. Stay off your phone.
Oh, hey, wifey.
She hit me, but she got to understand, I'm sharing. I'm trying to interact.
Wifey's keeping you on track. Shout out to her. Oh, ScissorSalute to her. You heard that?
Yeah, I definitely heard that. Well, you know, we got the showcase. But being that, we're going to go into the chat. Then we're going to see ScissorSalute from wifey and the kids watching the show. And Sandy is a ScissorSalute. She is heading down, saying that she's going to be down here. And, no, I just wanted to talk about, like, the busy barbers, because the barber that I was mentioning with Ivan the Barber 1, he's always in there. He's always in there, and he always just seems to be taking care of whoever, and it shows the difference from a barber who is always in there to a barber who pops up in there. And it's hard to really call because some people have different reasons why they're not in the shop. But I tell you this much, you can never complain about what we do, because if you had a different type of job, you're going to be required to be there
hours,
when the establishment opens up to when the establishment closes. So you can't really go back and forth like complaining. We're going to go to Paul Moore Barbers. Seth Rowe. Bueller. Are we going with them Paul Moore Barbers right now? Okay. So we're getting our guests mic'd up. And once again, you're watching the ScissorSalute Show. This is a live program for the beauty profession. If you'd like to show some support, underneath my finger is the share button. Stay tuned. We're going to have Sophia. She's going to be showcasing later on. And if you'd like to showcase with us, all you have to do is just email us, ScissorSalute@yahoo.com. Leave your information, and we'll get back to you when that the order is received. Long Island, something really important for you. If you guys don't know, Philip Wolf and Hair God Zito will be in the Hamptons educating. All you have to do is just go to Hair God Zito's profile, click the link in his profile, and get your spot. But get ready to drop a lot.
Bars.
I hit him up. I sent him a DM. I'm like, yo, the Hamptons.
What's a lot?
$1,000. $1,000
for a day.
I think it's 2 days.
Okay.
I'm not really sure.
But that's
one
decent.
thing I am sure of is that we need to scoot over.
Oh, our girl is
Seth, you
coming.
need to help her with the chair.
Just like the chair.
Oh, well, here she comes. She's coming on right now. Oh, just take a seat and
Hi,
join us.
Sophie.
Move over.
First of all,
Well-
look at her hair. Look at her hair.
Her hair. I think we're going into the Paul Mall Barbers. Okay. Okay, she's here, so we're going to go with it. Okay, first of all, yes, we'd like to congratulate you on your new hairdo.
Thank you.
Now, take us through with the color thing. See some darkness, lightness.
Sandy did this.
Yeah,
Our girl Sandy.
And Sandy's going to be coming. Sandy's showcased twice here on the show or once on the show?
I think it was once.
She did her son, correct?
Yeah, she did her son.
Okay, and Sandy was an interesting story because she was in the profession, out the profession. She ran a huge establishment, and now she is more at an establishment that's smaller and one of the only worker there with her.
We have one more worker there, but she's not her worker. She's technically independent because she rents a chair.
Oh, okay. She's an independent contractor, such as myself. We got to file that 1099. So go ahead, Yvette, get into this.
So, Sophie, because you were here, when was the last time you were here?
In November.
That was November. Wow, that was a long time
Yeah, it
ago.
was so long ago.
So,
Man, it doesn't seem.
no, it doesn't seem like
all.
that. So, what's been going on since then?
Well, now I'm going to be starting to rent my own chair there, so to do my own
Oh.
clients.
Okay, so you're going to be an independent contractor.
Yeah, I am. I'm going to be starting to do my own clients on Sundays and Mondays, also while working for Sandy as a personal assistant.
Nice.
Well, and you were doing makeup. You're going into
Also,
hair.
yeah.
Because you did say that you were licensed,
Yes,
a licensed cosmetologist. You just did makeup.
yes.
Okay, so how is that transition working out for you?
It's really great because I've been learning so much from Sandy already that being able to work for her still while doing my own clients and working for her the same amounts of days a week, I get to like take what I've learned and then doing it on my own.
On your
people.
own clients.
It's great.
You getting the shoulder workout with the blow dryer and that big thing?
Yes.
I worked at a salon for like a summer, and I just realized, number one, barbers, we need to learn how to do that. Barbers, we need to learn how to do that. Because women are paying like $60 a week, $30 a week for that blower. They're literally just, I need a blow while I'm driving by. It's just like, it's like a drive-by. But I'm telling you, it looks like a shoulder work. It's just like,
It's a lot of work.
That's just, you know what it's like? Karate Kid.
Correct.
Up, down. You seen that movie? No.
Yeah, but
Am I
that
too
was,
old?
Yeah, I was still, I think I was still a little girl at that time.
Yeah.
Let
That doesn't
me
matter.
stop. Me and you were like a couple of years apart.
I'm an old head. It doesn't matter.
No, me too. Eli.
I prefer it. Now, you're still mixing in the makeup there at the establishment?
Yeah, I am with like proms coming up and whatnot, so I get to do that as well. So it's great.
Yeah,
So you guys are
prom and
busy.
graduation. Yeah.
Yeah.
Prom and graduation. What seems to be the thing that, let's just say the younger generation is asking for? Let's go with makeup. What are they asking for with the makeup?
More natural, really.
More
The
natural?
younger girls?
Really?
Yeah,
I thought
more
they'd be on some
natural.
beat my face, beat
Yeah.
it.
That was me. I wanted more like, give me everything.
Contour,
I want
right?
contour, I want highlight, I want big lashes. Anything that
She
you can give
always
me.
comes through with the lashes.
Yes, she does. I swear, man, she'll catch a fly with them things. There's a fly come by just,
I'm like, you need to teach me. So now that you've gained your own clientele, because I think that's everybody's, goal is to have their own clientele. What are you catering to? More makeup or more hair?
Well, I'm trying to cater to more hair, so Sandy's been really helping me with that by telling me what to do, like how to, like on Facebook, by putting things out on even like the people who sell like couches and everything, like on those types of swap and sell sites.
Oh, you talking like Craigslist.
Like on Facebook, like
Or
how they have like the offer up.
Except for, what was that gentleman's name?
Called
The
Facebook Market.
Yeah, that was kind of
The gentleman's name from Connecticut that came up here.
Yes, Sean.
Sean Connor. He came over here and explained to us the different marketing strategies that are available to us for free, places that we won't even think about advertising. He did mention that part of Facebook, but he mentioned Craigslist.
Yeah,
he mentioned
absolutely.
Angie's List, Pinterest, all these other things.
People put up on those sites all the time, and you don't like.
And they're looking for stylists?
Well, people do put, like, her daughter puts up on that all the time, and she finds clients, and they'll be like, I saw it on Facebook, and, like, even offering, like, free haircut with a color service and whatnot, like.
Well, I don't like that word.
Well,
it's for you. It's
for me,
practice,
like, starting
right?
off, it's more like, it's more worth it for me to do that just to get a client in my chair and say, like, all right, like, I'll do it for you for this time, like,
for
whatnot.
free, right?
And, like, if you like me, you'll come back, and, like, it'll be great for me.
Okay, so the blowout is very common, so I'm pretty sure that you got that repetition coming through. But what are you going towards? What do you see yourself leaning towards? Is it color? Is it cutting? Is it styling? What do you see yourself going, towards more?
To mastering? Like, what do you mean? Like,
As far as, like, I'm a barber, and I feel like, I love doing the low skin fade. It's something about a low skin fade and beard that come in my chair. That's what I like to do. And I know with hairstylists, it's always good to be well-rounded and everything, but there's something that draws a hairstylist to an outlet. Like, my sister's been doing it for a while, but she just prefers to do color. She could do everything, but her thing is color correction, the balayages. What's calling your name in this profession?
I mean, I want to do more color than anything. As more because of, like, the money, I guess. But
Yes.
there's more
nothing
money
wrong.
in color.
There's nothing wrong. I love that. And listen, the people that are watching, yes, we do this for a passion, and I love the craft. And with that being said, I love the cash.
Money.
You see me syllable clapping when I say that? I want that money. And I know that there's a lot of money in, number one, color correction.
Absolutely.
Color correction, which we've interviewed a lot of people here on the show, and it's great to do the vibrant ones and, the fantasy, have fun with them. I mean, but how many mermaids and unicorns are walking the street?
Yeah, there's not that many.
There's not that many.
I would think people are getting color more often, like the bright colors.
You're right. You have a lot more people getting color, and they don't want to spend that money the first time, so they go somewhere else to get that color done, and then they're not getting the color done the right way, and then they have to go and do that color correction.
Absolutely.
And that's where that money comes in.
That's a lot of pressure to have to correct somebody's mess, right?
Yeah, I think it's absolutely, like, that's not, it's the worst, like, especially having to charge them so much more for it, and, like, you kind of feel bad, and you want to cut them a break, because it's like,
how difficult is that? Because, I mean, is it kind of easy to, since it's already messed up, do you kind of have to tread lightly so you don't go in and mess it up even more? Or is color correction sort of easy?
I mean, just starting out, I don't think it's easy at all for me, but I over time, I hope to, like, kind of get, like, a hang of it and better myself and, like, learn more. I mean, even anything with color, like, being a stylist for a colorist, like, it's always a trial and error. So, like, I feel like you just have to learn as you go.
I would have to, color correction, and it's more like, it's patience. I see when hairstylists that have patience, and the formulas get done up, and then they got to paint the hair, and they got to foil the hair, or wrap the hair, and then you got to wait, and then go over it. It's very, very meticulous, like, and it's, but just like she said, the money is unbelievable. The money's like a balayage balayage can run like $4,400.
Really? How much would, like, something like your hair cost just to do the color?
My hair?
Yeah.
Well, because you have to pre-lift it so much. It depends how many, I believe it depends how much, like, lightener you have to, like, mix up. Because I have so, like, little hair, like, I don't think it's gonna, maybe, like, lightener for my whole head would probably, like, 2 bowls maybe.
Okay.
Like $80 for that. And
that's not bad.
And then, like, all the color and whatnot, like.
Yes, extensions is another thing for money.
It's hard, like.
To say,
like, you can't really give somebody an exact price ever on any fantasy color.
Right.
Because you never know how much you're going to need.
You just let them know. Listen, it's going to cost you.
Yeah, absolutely. With anything, it's like, it's going to cost you.
It's going to cost you.
Well, if you need more practice, feel free. I mean, I don't have much hair for you to practice with, but
and we'll talk about different outlets. As you know, in our profession, we get just as much money putting hair on the client as we get paid to take it off. That there's money in extensions, and then even with extensions, there's different perfections. There's the clip-ons, there's the taping, there's the whole method of maintaining that. There's crowns that are available now. They, which we It's a wig, but we call them crowns from our ScissorSalute affiliate Toshiba refers to them as crowns. And she has a medical term. We got to get that medical term. That she has a whole thing that's great. But that's the whole thing and lovely about a profession. Here we have someone who was licensed cosmetologist but did makeup, and now she's getting drawn back in to the cosmos.
To the cosmos.
How does
That's
it feel?
great, though, to be able to
was
do
that cool,
their
the
hair
cosmos?
and makeup. That's like...
Yeah, it's a double threat because now if you go and do any type of freelancing, you're gonna be able to say, "Hey, I'll do hair and makeup." So you get called for a sweet 16 or a bridal party, and now that's freelance. That's mucho dinero. That's chavo.
Have you done any like big parties, any weddings? Any...
Not really. I want to. That's my goal, but I haven't. It's hard being.
You should get an assistant.
Well, she's still doing
Assistant.
Yeah.
Oh, you're still an assistant. Okay, but you could still.
To Sandy, she's still in the trenches for training.
Okay.
Trenches training.
So all right, so you have.
You
to
heard
be
that, right?
Sandy.
Like that? I like that trenches training. Can't say too much though, but it's always good to see. You know, it seems like you're excited about this new venture that you're taking on right there. Let's just say, you know, how many clients are you rotating in, or how many clients are you, being that time is always of essence, how many clients are you able to take care of still being an assistant?
It really depends because I only do it like on Sundays and Mondays, and I really just started. Like really recently.
Like yesterday?
Like basically like yesterday.
Like just before I came on the show.
Like just before. But no, I don't know. It's really mostly like my close friends and everything like that, like who like
oh,
me.
you know
like,
what's gonna happen, right?
What?
Remember when you first started doing hair
I know.
and you had no one, now you can't even make time for me?
I know.
That's how that's gonna go.
Do you still charge your friends, or do you?
I do charge my friends because
Gotta charge them.
absolutely you have to.
Don't get them in that habit.
Your friends like, yes, she charges.
Don't get them in that habit.
I feel like you appreciate things when you pay for them. So,
absolutely.
But they doing them. Like, even, like, now doing them, like, I did my friend's extensions and, like, doing that and being able to take pictures for it. Like, another girl, like, saw it on Instagram and was like, oh, my God, I saw extensions that you did. And, like, I was like, should you do them? Yeah, they were tape-ins. And she was like, I was like, I do extensions. And I was like,
so you got a client.
So it's great to, like, have friends that will be like, I trust you to do it. And I'm like, oh, great.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is there like any strategy that you're doing when you're doing the taping? Are you checking out the hair to check out for lighter parts of the canvas? Like, wow, they're really light right here. You know, how does that go with the extension? Because I'm over here just like, hey, playing like pin the tail on the donkey, just.
What do you mean? Like what? Like
is there like a strategy that you go to when you're doing like extensions?
Well, she bought the extensions on her own and she brought them into me. So. Like when I did put them in her hair, like I toned them with like just a purple shampoo. When I cut them, they basically like matched her head. But like if somebody else was to come to me and like they didn't match, I would probably like either tone them. But like you can't lighten extensions anyway.
Right.
They were tape-ins?
They were tape-ins. They're human hair, but like you can never. I would never lighten extensions, even if they were human. But you could always go darker. But
there you go.
Is it kind of like, let's say somebody comes in with patches in their head, what do you tape it to?
Like patches of missing hair?
Yeah.
Like alopecia?
Why? Like alopecia?
Yeah.
I mean, it depends how bad it was.
I'm giving them a crown.
I would say like
straight with a crown.
If it was that bad, like I would probably suggest maybe you're probably right, but
because I know a lot of women are suffering from alopecia and wigs. That's why I think wigs are so huge because everybody can wear them.
Oh, I got this. I got the answer for you.
What?
If she has alopecia like that, what you're gonna? Well, I'm not. Listen, if you're watching the show, see if I'm right or correct me in the chat. You would have to do the braids to it and then do a sewing. You would have to do like a sewing extension.
Okay.
I don't think you would be able to do a taping or the clip-on because there's going to be nothing available. But if you braid the hair, whatever, you would be able to do sewings. Should I drop the mic? Is there a microphone for me to drop?
Drop. Here,
walk away.
Drop this.
No, I don't want to drop it. But let's go. Let's see who's in the chat room. Maybe there's someone saying something.
I think.
Oh, look, we got Denise,
Hi,
D Nice
Denise.
Styles,
Salute.
watching from Florida. Harry Houdini just checked in.
Oh, Harry has a lot going on.
Yes, Harry Houdini is. Just watch. He might pop up. We
Yeah.
just like might see some smoke.
Yeah.
And he might just pop up real
Levitating
quick.
in the studio.
I'm here. But no, it's gonna be is good. We got Harry checking in. Queen Cortez is up in there as well. Nuka Queen. She's taking care of the chat room. And yeah, Sandy, you heard what I said. Just so we can make it official, we're gonna go to Instagram live on the show. We're gonna go to Hair Godzito, just the way. And look, Hair Godzito got the official check too.
Oh, he got verified.
He got verified.
Good for him.
I'm still waiting for
Congratulations.
A-Rod to be verified. He got 1 million plus followers. I'm waiting for that. Okay, so you click the link in the bio. Here we are, clicking the link in the bio. Right? And there's a picture of him, Philip, right there. Philip Wolf. And there's the price. $9.95
For what?
$9.95 the class.
for education.
Seems
It's
like
Monday. At 9 a.m. and then Tuesday at 5 p.m.
I think that's good for 2 days.
For 2 days?
Yeah.
Oh, well, for
2
It's
days.
connected
Yeah, I mean-
collaboration with Hair Godzito and Philip Wolf Hair for one-of-a-kind, intimate 2 days, hands-on. Okay, so it's 2
That's for
days.
hands-on, too.
Hands-on
I mean-
artist session and learn their secrets to progressive cutting and transformative hair color techniques, creating your brand, content creation, and reaching your goals.
Wow, that sounds like an amazing class.
Yeah. For
It
2
is.
days, I think
I got to see
$9.95
Hair
is good.
Godzito in Puerto Rico.
Where is that class?
That's going to be in West Hampton.
That sounds amazing.
I gotta miss out.
That's gonna be one. And that, I hit him up because I'm like, West Hampton is
Oh my god, I started a GoFundMe
it's like
page.
almost no, it's closer than here for me, but maybe about like a half hour away from the house.
It's out east.
Yeah, it's out east.
Okay.
It's but that's where my sister works. So I'm like, hey, you know what? I go over there
Or
and
maybe she'll go.
I go out there
Or
and
maybe
maybe
you can have her record.
maybe drink a cappuccino or something.
Okay.
Because I'm not spending no $1,000 to go to the class. Hey, I love you. I'm not spending a rack to go up in there. But for those people in the tri-state area who have been waiting for something like this to come to Long Island, there you go. It's the Matrix Education Artist Session with Hair Godzito and Philip Wolf. And Philip Wolf is a hairstylist that does California and New York. He goes back and forth.
Doesn't he work? He works with A-Rod, right? Is he at
Well, they all being that okay, being that they're all in Cali and what you say? So being that they're in California, you got A-Rod doing what he does. He got in contact with Hair Godzito. Hair Godzito was there
so
for a
just
bit,
collaborate.
and he's always out there, so they collaborate.
Okay. I thought they were all part of the Elegance team.
Yeah, me and A-Rod were talking the other day, just a quick little chat. But he sends me a text at, let me find it. He sent me a text, I believe, at 3 in the morning. Now I'm like, what the hell? He sent me 3 o'clock in the morning because it's 12
But
o'clock
it's
out
out
there.
there, right?
That's why. Well, thank you so much for coming here. We look forward to seeing what you got to do. Don't leave just yet.
Okay.
Before we let you go, please let everybody know how they can get in contact with you and all your social media information you'd like to share with us. Please do so now. The stage is yours.
My email is makeupbysophiaj@gmail.com, and my Instagram is makeupbysophj. And thank you so much for having me.
Well, hold
And
on.
only message her if you want your makeup or hair done. Don't call her for anything else.
Oh, look at you over
I'm
here
just-
like the overseer. You need a baton. You need a baton in your hand when you do that. Let's go to the photos that we have up about the Paul Wall Barbers. They're going to be coming out here from overseas. They're opening up a location out in New York City. Let's wait for them pictures to come up. Sophie, before you go. And that's right. You don't like to be called that, right?
They're in
I
What?
shortened up your name.
What'd you say?
Sophie.
Yeah. I remember
I
that
call
from
you
last
that
time.
too.
Oh, there we go.
Sorry.
So we
I
got
got
the
some
Paul Mall Barbers. They're going to be opening up in Rockefeller Center.
That's huge.
It's huge, and we're very excited because he made the announcement here on the show. Yes.
Oh, was that the barbers from Japan, was it?
No.
Not them? Okay.
The barbers from Japan, that's when Lee made announcement for BarberCon that they're going to be doing education there at BarberCon.
Okay.
This gentleman came on to the show, I believe, about like 8 months ago.
Okay.
Yeah, about 8 months ago, maybe. Yeah. And he basically, this is when we're in the other studio. He came out here and was talking about, and look who pops up. He's Harry Houdini. But it's Lee from Barbershop Connect. So Paul Mall Barbers came out here from London, I believe about a year ago. They announced that they're going to be opening up out here in New York City. They came out here looking for a location, and they're going to be opening up in Rockefeller Center. So, you know, we're very excited to see there's going to be more opportunities for barbers to take it to another level. Now, they're looking for barbers, licensed barbers to hire. Now, I'm going to go out on a limb and say their hiring process is going to be slightly different.
Yeah.
And
that's upscale, right?
Yeah, it's not, it's upscale, but it's more of, it's in Rockefeller Center. It's in Manhattan.
Right.
You cannot really have people who just cut hair. We say that a lot on the show. You can't have people who just cut hair in your establishment. You need licensed, professional barbers in an establishment like that where they're coming from overseas. I believe he has a couple locations over there. And he had a great story. He had, what's that when you can't read? You have problems reading?
Illiterate.
He was illiterate. And he had problems in school. And the teachers used to tell him that he wasn't going to amount out to nothing.
Oh, wow.
To nothing. He came on the show. This is a year ago. No papers in front of me, but I remember him because it hit like, wow. Mm-hmm. The teachers would get on him. You know, he had, some people would say stuff to him because he had a hard time reading. He couldn't read. And now look, he has establishments over there in Europe, and he's opening up his first location, Rockefeller Center in New York City. So if you are looking to maybe take your professional level to another level, just seek out something different. You can hit up Cephro, and he'll direct you to the Paul Mall Barbers. They're going to be open up. And Rockefeller, that's going to have to be some dough, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's going to be like, it's probably more going to be about the service than the haircut. And it's great to have Lee up in here because Lee posted something up yesterday that I've seen a lot of people seem to leave great comments. That's why here on the show, I've had a couple of my friends that run pages. Why you always talk about Barbershop Connect? Number one, I know Barbershop Connect. Probably news. I met Barbershop Connect at an event in Oakdale at a Bosie's.
Bosie's?
Handing flyers out, yup. And they had, the Rockabilly Barbers was there from over here. I don't see them in events no more, but okay. So Barbershop Connect posted this up real quick. We're gonna keep that photo of the Paul Mall Barbers up there. It says, and this is a post from the Spot Barbershop. I'd rather win first people than win barber battles. I'd rather get 5-star review on Google than get a $5 tip. I'd rather give excellent service than give the best fade. I'm going to get back to that. I'd rather have people value me than people follow me on social media. I'd rather make friends than make clients. You build your people, and your people will build your business.
Sure.
God is good.
I agree.
Okay, so let me get back to that where it's like, wait a minute, I'll take the $5 tip. If you give the excellent service, in the long run, that $5 tip is going to look like nothing compared to the money that you're going to get.
Right.
Because it's going to be talked about the service. Now, we just interviewed Sophia, and she just said that she put extensions. Yeah. And she was talking about putting extensions in her friend's hair, and then someone seen the picture.
Right. She gains a client from her friend.
And actually, we're going to go to Sophia. She's going to be showcasing. She's about to take, and then she's on the stage. That's it. No turning around. It's you. You're up there. So she was talking about doing her friend's hair, adding extensions on. And I'm not saying post people hitting her up to see if they could do her extensions. Right. So there it goes. The service, the haircut is going to get you places. but the service will get you further. And what I mean by that is we talk about it on the show, you got that number one barber in the barbershop. His service might not be that great. He makes good money. You got that number 5 barber. His haircut is but his service is A1.
Right.
He's going to get that money.
I think that makes all the difference. Even before I started cutting hair, going into a salon, you want somebody who values your time and who pays attention to you and what you want and is really into their client versus somebody they'll do your hair because that's what they do.
Yeah.
But you want them to provide a good service. That's what makes the difference between somebody who really has passion for their profession and somebody who's just doing it for the money.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And just like we was talking about earlier, how she said she believe, she's leaning towards the color, but I know one thing with hairstylists, you got to get mic'd up.
Oh, okay. Come on.
So I know one thing with hairstylists, a lot of them, they just seem to be able to do everything when it comes to being a hairstylist, but there's one thing that attracts them. Now, if the money is what's attracting you and bringing you towards what you love, so be it. I just loved her reply with the money. Because so much people are like, oh, I do this for the love. I do this for the passion. That's all fine and dandy, but I'm not paying my mortgage with passion.
But you have to have...
PESCG is not going to be like, oh, yes.
You have to love it, though, right?
Yeah, you could pay us in cash, passion, or respect for your craft. Yeah.
I think you can tell the difference, though, when somebody really loves what they do and they're just doing it. It shows.
Yeah. I know a couple people in the profession, when they leave the establishment, they don't want to talk about hair. They don't want to talk about hair. And even if they don't love what they do, which I know they do, even if they don't, they love the feeling of being part of that person in the chair's adventure. Right. That I'm going to Las Vegas. Okay.
Right.
Putting this cape on your head, putting this cape on you, and I'm going to Vegas through this haircut.
Right.
I got this job interview. Now, us as barbers, you're like, you got this job interview? I got to get you this job. I'm going to get you this job. So one way or another, one thing I always say, you might want to take this, put that cape around their neck. Oh, I'm going on a date. And I tell them, well, this is going to be, I'm going on a first date with the chick. This is going to be your last first date right here. Boom. Give them that haircut and be like, this is going to be your last first date right here. Pow. Because after that haircut, she's going to fall in love with him. And he's not going to have to go on no more dates no more. But again, those are certain things, even if you don't love what you do, you still love the feeling of interacting with the people and putting a smile on their face. Diamond D, the barber, was cutting at Jedi Barbershop the other day. He was cutting a lady, which I told him he needs to do classes because he is perfecting cutting ladies like the short haircut on black ladies. Yeah. He's perfecting it. Like, 1 second, I see him, I'm like, oh my God, what is he doing over there?
That's huge.
I'm looking over to the right, like, what is he doing? And then I turn over and I'm like, whoa, holy, the lady, you could see the lady she was impatient. She didn't know what was going on. And as soon as he turned her in the chair, she smiled and you heard her start singing the songs that were in the background because he was playing some like old school, like 70s. She started singing and you just see the smile on her face. Again, it's that feeling of interacting with the person. Even if you're not in love with what you do, there's no denying when you're cutting a 7-year-old kid that's reckless in everyone else's chair, but for some odd reason you have that touch where they're just sitting still in your chair and they're like, that doesn't hurt, and you're just keeping it going, and their parents are like, wow, I have a hard time bringing them to other people.
Right.
You're making that connection, so that's the long-term thing. Now we're seeing Sophia right there. Looks like she's going to be doing some styling of herself. She's going to be doing some makeup. She has a fresh canvas right there. The model that she's doing, she talked to us before the show, she's a cosmetologist too. She just doesn't know when she's going to get started.
She's doing it.
But
she's just not in a salon.
But you know what it is? She's doing it, but you know what it is? She comes here on the ScissorSalute Show. This might get the wheels turning right here. This might get
inspire her.
everything grinding right there. The gears grinding. She might be like, yo, you know what? I didn't know it was like this. You know? She didn't know it was like this. And, you know, it's just crazy how the calling comes. I recently talked to one of my barber brothers, one of my mentors who taught me how to cut hair. Talked to a friend of his, actually, who has a business where he's fixing up houses and he sells them. But I see one of his clients. I'm like, oh, yeah, Eben's not available today. And I'm like, wait a minute. So this guy, he's rebuilding apartment buildings in Cincinnati. He has an out east investment in the Hamptons where he's resurrecting these houses. But you know what? He can't turn down that hair money. He can't. He doesn't need it, but
he loves it.
You know what it is? How are you going to turn down? Because now he's saying, I'm done cutting hair. If I have people keep on calling me and I'm doing, I'll be like, yo, it's $50. Cutting my house is $50.
Right.
And you know what that is? That's gas money, groceries. You know, we're from the Timberland boot clan. We both wear Timberlands all year round.
Tim's a little hefty nowadays.
Yes. But it just goes to show you, no matter how far you go, sometimes you're still going to be doing what you do.
I mean, if you're still in demand, why not?
Yeah.
Why not still?
And, like we said here, we mentioned an unexpected guest. Although, no, we talked on the phone about, because I had to get tickets for Justo. That's right. Got to get them tickets for the Oakdale School.
I saw the alert go on. ScissorSalute. I said, oh my goodness, I got to go see Eli. Yeah. I just jumped in the car and drove right here.
And that's the good thing about having, being out here in Nassau County. Not only is the ScissorSalute Show here in Nassau County, you also have Barbershop Connect, which is nearby, and Mr. B's. And we used, and Freeport, which is, matter of fact, Mr. B is going to be the official.
He's the official furniture sponsor of BarberCon.
And I seen that you made a video. They're going to be giving away a chair that's like a Ferrari.
It's a big chair. That chair is expensive.
It looks like a Ferrari, SUV.
The amazing part about him is that he really could give anything away. And he just was like, I want to give this away. I was like, are you crazy? He was like, I'm not crazy.
Like the Rolls Royce of the shop.
Well, it's, you know what? Because I'm thinking, what happens if somebody in another country wins this thing? You know how much it's going to cost you to ship this thing there?
True.
You know? But yeah, I mean, look, the great part about this charity that we're doing this year at BarberCon is I spoke to this guy. He's a barber who basically he puts $1 a day, $1 a haircut into a jar, and then once he reaches his mark of what he charges for a haircut, he issues a voucher to schools and homeless shelters to give kids free haircuts that can't afford it. So he's been doing this in Maine, and you know, he's just a guy who's paid it forward. And I found it so giving that this guy, every haircut, $1, and he's going to these schools and communicating with them and built this whole voucher program. So I'm going to raise money and donate all the money to him to give the free haircuts to all those kids to boost what he does.
That's a salute to that.
Yeah.
And it's always great to see barbers get involved and stuff like that. I know Jay Cuts in Florida, a barber from out here, he actually just went to a homeless shelter and was cutting it up with what I believe it's men's grooming over there in Florida.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's just, again, when you see barbers doing that, even like he doesn't have that much presence on social media, but it, you know, some people might be doing it for the gram, and if you're doing something positive for the gram, hell with it, go do it for the gram, you know. It is what it is. Lee, I see you added yet another person to the educational.
I don't know. Who did I add? I got so much going on that I don't even know what I did. I have no idea.
I see this gentleman right here.
I got more than I'm announcing. I got two more guys from Brazil I haven't announced. I still got the final barber for the Great 8. I got barbers that are calling me every day for that.
Vel Cuts.
Velcuts is cutting for
Salute.
Esquire. He's been doing it for a while.
That's our dude right there, man.
Yeah, I'm excited about him because he's again another guy who's been under the radar doing quality haircuts and service
Yeah,
for
I am
quite
the
some
product.
time. So he's cutting, but I think it's rather interesting. Doing an event like BarberCon, you run into something interesting. You run into people that all say they're coming, but they haven't bought that. They all wait to the last minute to buy their tickets, and it's amazing because I deal with people that are not used to this, so they look and they're like, "Well, is this like this every year?" I said, "No matter what I do, I can't." It's interesting, because you never really know what you're getting. Today, I got a call from a record company that they want to bring a huge artist in from Dominican Republic, famous singer from Dominican Republic, that they just want him to come to BarberCon because they were in a barbershop up in Washington Heights and everyone was talking about BarberCon in the shop, and he said everybody said they're coming and I have to be there with my guy. So I said, did they get tickets? He said, no, not yet. I said, I said, it's, I just kind of.
They were waiting for you to say, okay,
we got when we get there.
I think they just want to give me an ulcer by the end of the day, and but hey, look, all I could do is plan and give the right execution of everything, and it's good that I remembered to come here again because I'm kind of now programmed, to execute.
Are you running everything on your own behind the scenes?
I've run everything always on my own. Now I'm not with this show because it's gotten too big, thank God, But I mean, I just have to say it's funny. You said something earlier about Barbershop Connect. I did a post the other day. That post I found cool, but those weren't my words. That was, the Spot Barbershop's words, and I understood what he was saying. So I put that out there, not as my opinion, but just as an interesting, piece. But I did a post on barbershops that are looking for barbers. And that post was incredible because I got a call from a barbershop in Florida that got 3 barbers from that post.
Oh, wow, nice.
And he was like, I can't even believe that from that one post, I got 3 great barbers. I didn't even know what he was talking about because he wrote his name of his shop, and there were some barbers in that area that were looking for work. And that to me was awesome. So now I know that through Barbershop Connect, I can be the middle ground between the barbershop and the barber looking for employment and kind of bridge that gap between both of them and actually find jobs for people and for good barbershops.
Great idea.
Definitely. So salute to that. I seen that post and I seen the comments increasing, and everyone knows, all the pages know. I talk to them. It's just, I see what Barbershop Connect, I've always said it here in the show, and I even said it in front of them. They already know. It's just when you get reposted on Barbershop Connect, it's just a different feeling. I've had people, we used to joke around, this one guy in the barbershop, he swear he got reposted. He came in with sunglasses, never wear sunglasses. Came in with sunglasses, talking on his phone. Who's next? Grabbed his cape, smacked the hell out of his chair. Pop, pop, pop. Who's next? Boosting it up. Who's next? We're like, yeah. We seen your post, bro. We seen your post. You seen it, right? You seen it.
I feel so rejuvenated and so in the right frame of mind now of the direction that I'm taking everything. Like anything, you do it for so long, it's like riding a bike, it becomes routine, and then you kind of lose track of, even where you're riding, you're just riding. And I think that the last 2 weeks have been kind of eye-opening to bring me back to the roots of why I started doing it. And that, to me, is good for this business because again, like I understand what you're saying, the value of what we do, and I think that even with BarberCon, this event is a step in what's coming next, and that's
Why did you start it?
what BarberCon. Oh, I started it because barbering at major trade shows was always in the exit. So, like, you couldn't even find the barber booths. The trade shows had no value for barbers. And I felt like I needed to make a show that celebrated the barber and bring everybody together and have, like, an appreciation of the barber. And, again, this was 3 or 4 years ago when, quote-unquote, men's grooming wasn't trending. Now you're starting to see more and more,
It's huge.
Right. But I had a great conversation the other day with the president of Modern Salon, who's coming to BarberCon and he's speaking on stage. I told him, I don't know your world. I can't even speak your language. Even their posts, it doesn't resonate with me. And he said, I understand, I don't know yours either. And we just started to talk and we figured out, how we can work together to help people with a middle ground, because there's a lot of barbers out there that are looking to expand even beyond barbering, as well as the same way, stylists and cosmetologists are looking to expand to the barbering world.
Right.
Right. So you have that reverse. So if we can work together, I think that is the key thing, is working together. Somewhere along the way in the past year, everybody went on a solo mission. Not everybody, but a lot of people that were key players in the business, including us, me. You forget that when you work together, you elevate.
Is it because of the competitions? Because everybody is like so used to competing now?
No. It's when you're a barber, most barbers work for themselves. You know what I mean?
Right.
They're trying to make as much money for themselves. So I think that it's a different train of thought. It's a different thought process. Like, the ScissorSalute Show is created to give back. There's only one ScissorSalute Show.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? You can go and ask what, some other, internet shows, podcasts. A lot of it is, personally driven. Do you know what I mean? So I think that, if there's more people that are giving back and doing these things, then I think it helps the overall business. And that's why you see a slip in a lot of people that get fed up. And the first thing they do is blame the internet. Oh, the internet, The internet is everywhere. Like right now, the internet's everywhere, you know? So, I don't know.
I think it's awesome that, like you said, you're highlighting the barber. And I didn't appreciate it much until I went to barber school. And now I see that it's not an easy job. And it's a lot of responsibility, because if you give somebody a bad haircut, that's it. They're done.
I feel like, back to what Lee was saying, that covering more ground, I do feel like it is okay that everyone went and did their thing. It's only because everyone, you might have an agenda that's different from everyone else's. But as long as you could get back and reflect to where you came from and how everything was, it's about like also making small progress that way. When I'm talking about that is Los Cuddick came on the show. He was on the second month. Second month we had the show. He came onto the show. He was blessed to have him come down here. And when he went to a competition upstate, I think it's the Empire State?
Yeah, Albany. Empire State.
He said, yo, what's up? I was like, yo, what's the deal? Yo, I'm in New York. I want to come down to the show. So when he comes down to the show, in his interview, he goes, I figured I was in Albany, so I'd come down to the show. I'm looking at him like, what did you just say? You figured you were upstate, so you said, let me come down to Long Island. We have affiliates of ours that are like 3 towns over that this is too far for them. So I definitely see what Lee's talking about. And yes, us unified together, we're going to be able to cover more ground, be able to do even greater things that were done in the previous years. I believe it started like 2012, the huge impact of Instagram and social media, because there was other. Instagram seemed to be the key to really locking in and this networking that's been going on, and the respect amongst the profession. What I mean by respect is you have hairstylists that already they see and want to do what we do. They're grabbing the buzzers, and after holding them buzzers for like 10, 15 minutes, they're like, wow, you make it look easy. Right. Barbers now were picking up the shears and trying to learn a little bit more about layering and texturizing and grabbing a razor and wanting to do that. And we're all learning off each other. Now, I do see what Lee's talking about, maybe taking a pause from our personal agendas. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you have what you're trying to do and your goal and you're driven, there's nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, let's take a little break, come back, get back into the huddle, see what can be done, because numbers will always outdo the single effort. Maybe if you do turn around, get back into the huddle, you'll never know what that person from 2013 can bring to the table now. Yeah. And at the same time, it's always good in this profession to reach down and grab that person who maybe just be starting with social media and doesn't have that presence. Because we all are, in this profession at the end of the day together. Everyone has to deal with them hours. We have to deal with our significant other asking why are we taking so long at our place. We have to deal with, wow, it's Friday, but this person's having an event on Friday, so you might not be able to go. Meanwhile, you're getting everybody else ready to go to that event. So we're all dealing with it, and that's why I like to consider everybody out-of-state co-workers. And it's always great to see out-of-state co-workers doing good, like ScissorSalute to Jay Majors. Although me and Jay Majors, we haven't talked, but there's no love lost. I'm not going to expect Jay to pick up the phone and be like, yo, Eli, how's everything going? Meanwhile, the guy's moving. That CT Barber Expo takes a lot, and now he's working on the Las Vegas thing. But one of the reasons why I'm bringing it up is, did you see someone completely took his logo? Someone completely took his Expo logo and just slapped something else on it.
Oh, hey, can't he sue for that?
No, I don't think it's worth. I don't think what his thing. It's not worth it. You just got to keep it moving. Another person, I'm not going to mention the other product, but I'm going to mention it because it's close to home. The King Midas Empire. They have an apron, and the location of their logo is on a certain place on the apron. It's right here on the chest, and it comes out King Midas. Another brand did the apron, and they slapped their logo in the same exact area. Like, come on, man. I understand it's an apron. I understand that. I understand it's capes.
The sad part about it is, without saying, it's probably a big company that doesn't even need to do it. You know what I mean?
And it's put in the same, I at least could have put it on the right side. Or maybe put it in the middle. No, you put it in the same location. I took a picture and I sent it. King Midas. And everyone's like, okay, we know it's family or whatever. No, but it's something I like. It's something that I like.
So they're okay with it?
He's family, but I buy majority of the capes that I get. I buy them. I bought that apron. I spend money. I'm not sitting there with my hand out going, well, yo, hook me up, hook me up. No, I was in Puerto Rico, and I'm sitting there. And first of all, the event in Puerto Rico, if you guys ever want to see an event that's like lit, Puerto Rico. The models are walking around with the capes, and I'm like, damn, what King Midas cape is that? That's like pinkish red. And I look closer, and it says Suave on it. It's not even King Midas. It says Suave on it. I'm like taking pictures. I'm like, look at this bullhickey nonsense. Oh. I'm looking at this other cape, and I'm like, wow, the King Midas, they got the clamps now. And I hit him up. I'm like, yo, you got the clamps? Yo, the guys at the shop want them. He's like, nah, that's a company in India that just took my stuff and just put the clamps on it. So I'm like, wow, they're really struggling. Not that he's struggling, it's just he keeps on.
That's been
You know what it is?
Taking it.
It's like
That's
bootleg CDs.
Yeah, bootleg.
Yeah.
Someone once told me, you know what?
Bootleg
They don't bootleg your CD if it's bad.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly.
No,
I'm
no.
like, yeah, which sucks, but you know.
Forever 21 has like
I mean,
something that.
Hey, how
looks
many
like
barbershop
Gucci.
connects?
I was just about to say that. How many barber connects?
I got, you know, somebody, Oscar from Boston's 98 calls me the other day. He says, hey, how come you don't get your page verified, you know, for Instagram? I said, I don't really care. You know, I mean, at this point, people know what we are, but there are so many. And then the funny part about it is they hit me up. Like, hey, can you post my... I'm like, you knocked me off and you're asking me to post your haircut? I said, that's crazy. That's like stealing from me and then trying to sell it back to me, you know? I was like, you know...
It's sending mixed emotions, too, because when it that trend first started...
Well, when it first started, I was losing my mind because they're cherry-picking my hard work. Now I've come to be like, kind of like, okay, relax, little guy, you know? But, yeah, I mean, I listen, I even have it with BarberCon. You know, BarberCon, not to go down that lane, but, you know, there's some people that are trying to claim, like, yeah, I own the trademark to that globally. When you do that, it costs a lot of money. You could buy a car for what it costs, but you gotta protect yourself, especially if you're working hard at something.
No, you're absolutely right. That's why even with this hat is outdated, and I believe is this shirt outdated? Your shirt might be outdated because now we're no longer trademarked, we're registered. So definitely is,
What's
you know,
the difference?
that it's just different levels to it. It's just different levels of protection and protecting your brand, protecting the brand that you developed. There's been plenty of times where we had other podcasts, people come onto the show, we welcome them and we tell them, hey, you know, when you're on the show, scissor salute, spread the scissor salute. Don't worry about when someone says, oh, that's their thing. No, you tell them, listen, you explain it to them. The reason why we're protected is because we don't want someone making, you know, start making apparel and making money off of that.
Right.
Like if you've seen Barber Life. These are things that these are things. Well, Barber Love, she owns it and trademarks it. Mm-hmm. But before that, there was really nothing. So you had this Barber Life. Like, who owns Barber Life? You know how much times I've seen Barber Life written many different ways on how many different shirts and different companies having Barber Life written on it. It's one of the things that, you know, if you're going to come up with something and it's good, you have to protect yourself. And, you know, it's great to see Lee. First of all, it's great to have Lee down here in the studio, and great to see that BarberCon is moving on. Now, he went from one location, I believe,
fourth location,
to the Webster Hall. And then you went to the old exits. The last one
Terminal
that was
5.
at... What was it?
Terminal 5.
Terminal 5, which is the old exits. If you're my age, you know what I'm talking about. And now...
I performed it as a rapper at that place.
You rap?
That's how, yeah. Oh, okay, she's laughing right in my face.
Let's keep it...
Yeah.
Let's keep
No, I'm not laughing.
So now you're moving it to... First of all, it's 2 days. Explain it to us a little bit more about the location, how big it is, and, you know...
I mean, the location is the Knockdown Center in Maspeth, Queens, New York. It is... it's right next to Bushwick. And it's the first indoor-outdoor barbering festival. So it's pretty cool location because the outside, the back, is all pretty much caved in. And I have a stage in the back that is run by Bevel. And I have food trucks. I have Power 105. I have all these different brands outside. That gives it a real festival feel with games. And then I have a VIP section that's outside that Jack Daniels is running. Yes. And then the inside is more, you know, even more professional. And there's 2 stages inside. And I'm just trying to, you know, when I think about everything that has been going on, I want to try and give people an experience. Because, you know, what I find is like a lot of the shows have become the same. So I'm trying to give people something a little different. So that's why I made it like a music festival where each day is something completely different. And even down to some of the vendors are different. And the stage show is different. So, you know, people ask me, oh, which day should I go, you know? I can't, I don't know. I think both days are really interesting. So, yeah, I hope that people enjoy it. I know that people are coming from all over the world, some that don't speak English, and I think that it'll be quite interesting.
I think it's quite interesting already to hear that people coming from all over the world. Just to think, like, what job do you have where you're going to travel or even want to travel to go and see other people in your profession? What other jobs is there? I don't know, is there a mechanic conventions where all the mechanics gather? Is there like, okay, we're going to fly in this mechanic from London?
Nobody.
I don't know that. If there is, I'm just thinking like, what a couple people that I know do, they don't have the same opportunities. They don't have the opportunities where you're going to be able to go to another state and get paid to do what you do for half the work that you would do at the house. Like we have barbers that we say you're doing an event in another state, that flight's paid for, that hotel's paid for, and you're getting some money in your pocket, and it's just like you could have stayed home and probably made a little bit more, but went through the relentless hours and not have the opportunity to, let's say, go to Colorado, and check out a dispensary right there. But go into Colorado, like, it's crazy.
It's
like,
fascinating.
Yes, fascinating. You're running into, like, I ran into somebody from Brazil at the CT Barber Expo, and it was just like, I'm talking to Spanish to him because I know
they speak Portuguese,
but he has the advantage. People who speak,
Yeah,
you know what it is. People who speak Portuguese, they can flip that Espanol. They can flip it, and they're able to they're able to identify with it. He's talking Portuguese to me. I don't know. I need that machine that's gonna just translate. Like, hold up, speaking to my phone.
So Alpha Looks is one of our sponsors. They're coming from Brazil with 4 barbers that they're showcasing. And I think it's pretty cool. I mean,
they're animals.
It's definitely a tribute to the fact that we've gone global, and it's nice to be able to bring some of these people here. Again, it's not something that you see every day.
Right.
Them Alpha Look guys, they're freaking like they're beasts with the Clippers. They're beasts with the Clippers, and it's one thing to see their haircuts on Instagram, and then when you see them live, it's just like.
They play with color a lot too, right?
But it's done so clean. Like I told you, I always bring up Easy L and Manny cuts.
Oh.
Is when I seen them at BarberCon last year, there was a lot of stuff being said about how their haircuts is this, they're using enhancements. When I seen Manny Cuts and Easy L did his haircut, when I seen that haircut, and then Easy L's haircut was done by Manny Cuts, and I'm talking to them, I'm like, you guys have the best haircuts in here. That haircut looks exactly the way it looks when it's posted. The fact that they're able to use some sort of enhancement just adds on to what they're doing. Let's take this phone call. Hello, you're live on air with the ScissorSalute Show.
Hey, how are you guys?
Okay, we got Natalie Styles on the line. We just talked about her earlier with the
first.
Yes, Natalie Styles.
Congratulations on your baby.
Yes.
Thank you.
Hold on. Is this the same Nat Styles from Florida?
Yeah, Nat Styles. We got Lee from Barbershop Connect in the studio.
I see that. I was just on. I was watching. How are you, Lee?
I'm good. I think you're a good example of how much I know. I'm going to tell you something. The amount of studying I do, I can tell you Nat Styles is like a workout beast. If I go on her Instagram, I see hair braiding and I see a girl lifting honestly like an apartment building.
That's right. Well, she has to keep them shoulders strong for the braiding.
I guess
the hands are extended out.
I
got to keep
so.
the shoulders strong, and she got to keep that pinky going. That's one thing I notice about the braiders, man. Them pinkies be moving. They could probably kill it on the Xbox game. So, Natalie Styles, again, thank you so much for calling in. Last time she called in, I believe, was 2013. It was our first ever ladies' night, and she called in. And one of the things that we love about her, the braids, is, she's known for the clean cut and the symmetry. What's going on? And it's always great to to have you up on there, but let's just catch up. You know, you had the baby, now you're coming back into the shop. How is that transformation going for you? How much?
Transformation is wonderful. I really miss the shop, like just working. And, you know, when your creative flow stops for a while, when you come back stronger, you know. It's like I'm starting all over again, so I have a brand new canvas I could work on, you know?
Yeah, definitely. So, keep going. I'm sorry about that.
No, it's going great. I mean, I'm loving it. I'm so happy I'm back. Everyone is happy I'm back, especially at the barber shop. My clients couldn't be any happier. Being gone for 5 months really affected, you know, a lot of things. But everybody's just so happy that I'm back. And I'm absolutely more happier that I'm back.
Wow.
That's good.
I'm looking at your designs. Are some of them freestyle, or do people come in and tell you what they want? Because I'm looking at these designs. I'm like, how does she do this?
All of them are really freestyles. I just freestyle. I do whatever comes to my mind. I just get started.
How? These designs are crazy.
Now, I'm looking at it as, you know, do you have an artistic background? Do you draw? You know?
Well, I do draw. I draw a lot, actually. But after that, I just noticed that I could just draw in people's head. It's the same thing.
Yeah, that's why I feel like the amount of detail that goes into your work definitely shows a crazy artistic side. Now, you do a lot of braids on guys. Does this turn to when you're doing ladies? Or are you doing braids and any type of updos for events for them?
No, not really. I just basically, I do women's hair, but I just focus on braids. Nobody ever comes to me for anything else. It's like everyone that looks for me just looks for braids. And they just sit on my chair, and they don't even tell me what they want. They just tell me, do whatever you want.
Okay.
Okay, hold up. Other caller that's calling in, we're doing an interview right now, so we can't pick up for you. But if you give us 15 minutes, you could call back. So now let's go over some of your clientele. I do notice you have a lot of athletes. You know, I noticed Bryce Harper was on an advertisement for the show.
Yeah, this is Bryce Harper, Deshaun Jackson, Darnell Dockett, Gerald Green.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I have so many athletes that come to me, and they're all I get referred by one athlete to another. Or maybe their wife has been following me for a while. Like I just recently did a football player, and she was like, "Oh, my wife's been following you for years, and she's obsessed with your work." So, that's how I get referred sometimes, But
Definitely.
It's all through Instagram.
Yes, I do notice that when it comes to it's you basically have a digital digital profile portfolio. Sorry about that. Instagram and social media is like a digital portfolio where you can send it to people and you have it on you and other people can see it while you're sleeping. So wow, that one right there.
Yeah,
it's
that's crazy.
simple, but it looks
it's
like
so neat.
Yes, that's
the
what it is.
So neat. The parts are so neat.
It's great. Now let's go over some of the pricing that you have when people sit down in your chair.
Some of the what?
Some of the pricing, like for two braids, freestyle.
Like simple 2 braids will come out to $60, and those are from usual man bun braids. It's $65. You have the whole head, but that doesn't take me long. That usually takes me anywhere from 15 minutes to do, maybe 25 if I have to go dry your hair. So, and for styles. Different styles could go up to anywhere from $75, $85. Fish bones are anywhere from $120 and up. It all depends. If I take long with one client, I also start charging by the hour.
Do you ever charge by length?
Time. I'm sorry?
Do you ever charge by length? Like if somebody comes in with really long hair? Okay.
Yeah, of course. If they come in with their hair down their back, I look at them and I go, you know, you're gonna pay extra. And they just smile at me and they go, of course, I already know. So it's never an argument.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but everyone is perfectly happy with my prices. I'm a very decent price person for the fact that you are gonna get an excellent hairdo, and it's not just that. My braids last. I see my clientele maybe once every 3 weeks or one time in a month.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then they come back monthly. And some people, like I have like my weekly clientele that, you know, just have to wash their head and, you know, they just want to get something different every week and some every 2 weeks. But usually my braids can last up to a month.
That's a long time because most people's braids get fuzzy after 2 weeks, so that's a long time. A month is definitely a long time.
Well, I noticed that here on the show, having braiders come through, and then I pay attention to the detail. Like a couple of my friends get their hair braided. You could have nice braids be done, nice symmetry, and then they just don't hold like that. Or you can have braids get done, and you know, one braid seems to be thicker than the other, and again, it doesn't hold that. That's why it's a true art, and it doesn't mean that you can't improve on the skill or the craft of it. To me, it just shows that there's different levels. Now, we talked about social media and how much of an impact it was, you know, getting clientele. It seems to be the theme for the show. Now, tell us about another impact that it had for you. You have an event that's coming up in Canada and then another event going on in Europe. Tell us about those events and what are you going to be doing there?
Oh, wow.
So in Canada, I have a hair show that I have to go to. I'm going to be judging. It's a great event. It's one of the biggest Canadian hair shows out there. It's July 15th. So I'm super excited for going there. And in London, Stephen K is, I'm partnering with Stephen K, and I'm going to be teaching braiding in London. So I'm really excited about that, and that's in October.
Wow. So I got an idea. You're going to have to braid the British flag in somebody's head.
I think she could do it.
The British flag.
The British flag?
The British flag.
She could do it.
You ever see it?
That could be extremely easy.
It's something that could be done in somebody's head. It's just the cross, and then you have the things coming out. Right. I definitely think you could freak it.
She could do it. Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely think you could freak it.
Do that. Actually, it's pretty cool. Those are very simple lines.
Natalie, I hear a lot of braiders complaining about like carpal tunnel at some point where their wrist starts to bother them. Have you ever experienced that?
I would have to say I started experiencing that about a year ago. I've been braiding for 15 years.
Oh, wow.
But I started feeling it like about a year ago. But that was because I was overwhelmed with clientele. I was booked almost 3 months in advance with people, and I was just taking in anywhere between, like, I would say from 6 to 12 clients a day.
Wow.
And I was just trying to get it, you know. I was just telling myself to take as many people as you can, so you can't go no more. But I actually did some damage, you know. And the break that I took, these 5 months, you know, of not working, you know, just taking care of my son, actually revitalized my hands.
So it helps.
My hands don't hurt at all, and it's like I'm brand new.
Wow. So
but I'm pretty sure my body has adapted throughout so many years. Since I started so young, I started at 15 years old. So imagine, like, when you're so young, your body has to adapt to whatever it is that you're doing daily.
Right.
Just like an athlete. You know, you just have to take care of your hands, or like an athlete, you know, they take care of their legs and how they work out. Right. I do the same. I have a hand massager at home. I have, you know, put my hands in ice if I have to, but that's rarely. I haven't had no pain in my hands.
Right, because that's your money maker. If your hands are hurt, you can't make money.
Hot yoga.
Absolutely.
Well, Natalie, thank you so much for calling into the show. We hope to have you in the studio one day. We'd also like to also like to congratulate you on your child.
Yeah,
and also
congratulations.
wish you the best of luck going to Canada and to Europe. But before we let you go, please let everybody know how they can get in contact with you and all your social media information that you'd like to share with us. Please do so now. The stage is yours.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much. ScissorSalute so much to you guys. I really appreciate you guys having me here. And you can actually find me under Natalie Styles 1 on Instagram or under Natalie Styles on Facebook. You can actually find me under The Art of Braiding. If you just Google if you just get on Facebook and you type in The Art of Braiding, I should come up. And through Instagram or Facebook, you guys can find me. I'm always there.
Okay, well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me. You guys have a good one.
No ScissorSalute.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye. Now, let's get back to Sophia right here. She just got done doing the style and doing makeup. Again, we love when hairstylists do the makeup. In her case, she's doing the makeup and doing the hair because makeup is her strong thing. She's getting into the hair. And you really get to see the amount of money that can be made.
When you do both, absolutely.
When you do both. You figure you're doing makeup, that's a one set price, and then you do hair, that's another set price. It's like what I was talking to Natalie earlier today about Barbers Cuts, who does the fades, and now he does the braids, and he doesn't want that money to leave his chair. So now his clientele is increased like crazy with the braids.
Absolutely, because you don't have to send them to someone else. You could just...
And there it goes. Now you're doing the makeup or you're doing the hair, and the makeup could be done in your chair. It's...
Sophie, are her eyebrows blue? Oh, I love that.
Eyebrows is blue?
I wasn't sure if it was just the color coming off that way, but yeah, her eyebrows are blue. You can't see them?
True blue.
Can you zoom in, LA? I like that. That's so pretty. She looks like a mermaid.
She voguing? Was she voguing just now?
That's so pretty.
She was voguing. She was.
Okay, so I'm gonna try some blue eyebrows next week. Don't judge me.
Don't judge me when I come in with a blue beard.
No, Eli.
Nah, no blue beard. No blue beard for me.
No, I don't think wifeys will let you get a blue beard.
No, she wants to think. I have to. Al's gonna cut it down. I have to get in contact with him.
She wants you to cut your beard?
She wants me to cut it down, and it needs to be cut down. You know what it is? I don't really give up. That's what it is. I don't. Like, I got hair over my lip right now that's just like, I don't care. If I look ugly, I look ugly. It is what it is. I always say ugly's the new handsome. So
no, it's not.
It is what I'm not. I'm not changing this. But I will say that
you have to.
This has to get me, groomed. So I will be getting in contact with Al Uppercut. Hopefully, see him at BarberCon, and he can take care of this. If he's watching right now, Al, please, I need help. Last person that did my hair, it's gonna be hilarious. If he's watching this show, he's gonna be like, Eli, come on, man, come on. Was El Jefe about 2 years ago? About 2 years ago, or a year ago, a year and a half ago.
In your shop at
in Atlantic City.
In Atlanta. Oh, okay. Could you do it yourself usually? No.
I tried it. I know you're watching and you're like, what? I tried. We were going to Studio Square, Jedi Barbershop, and a couple of the clients. Some old barber client appreciation day. No, it was actually Demetrius' birthday. And we went to Studio Square. And I'm like, oh, you know what? Let me touch up my beard. Because it was like really far out. But yo, I hit it over here and it was just like, what is that? bring their hair back. I was like, I was like, yo,
man.
never. That's it. I'm not gonna practice on my beard. I know Fahim. He does his own beard. He'll post it up while he's doing his own beard, and it comes out good. I just, like I said, I don't care. But enough about me. Let's get back to BarberCon. It's gonna be coming up June 10th and 11th. It's gonna be in Brooklyn. It's a 2-day event. Now let me just.
Queens, he said, right? Mass with Queens?
No, I think it's in Brooklyn. Oh, well. It's 244 5th Avenue, Suite 2536, New York, New York. Now, that's Manhattan.
Oh,
But if you're looking for tickets, you could go to Cash Styles, CBS Plus _Styles, Need the Great, Always Pro Barbershop. On Long Island, you can catch it at Uppercuts Barbershop, Mr. Beauty Equipment, Massachusetts, Steph D Stylist, Philadelphia, Nori West at Major League Barber, and I am Tariq Jackson. New Jersey is Stash Barbers and Tone Cuts. Baltimore, Herson the Barber. Connecticut, Eddie RTB and Barberologist. Excuse me. And in London, Kevin Lutchman. So that's crazy.
So these are people selling the tickets.
Yeah, and Tariq Jackson just announced he's going to be going to Europe to do something as well. And if you guys want to look us for more, there is Tariq Talk Tuesdays. That's tomorrow at 9:30 in the morning on his Instagram. Yes, he drops a lot of gems. Again, that is Tariq Talk Tuesdays, 9:30 in the morning. Follow him at I am Tariq Jackson. He actually has a huge giveaway where he's going to be giving away some capes, some buzzers, and powder. He had a Panad powder. I was dying laughing.
Do people still use powder?
I was dying laughing because I'm like, oh, okay, you giving that away? Oh, all right, I see you. Cordless, okay, powder. And you said this with a straight face, Tariq. But again, he's doing it. Make sure you tune into Tariq Talk Tuesdays on his Instagram Live, which is I am Tariq Jackson. A lot of stuff going on. Again, BarberCon, June 10th and 11th. And Jay Majors just announced he's going to be doing the Las Vegas Expo. I believe that is September 20th.
So this is his expo just in another state.
Yes, Jay Majors teamed up with Jay Starr, which is Floyd Mayweather's barber, and they're going to be doing the Las Vegas. What he took the ad down? They're going to be doing the Las Vegas Barber Expo. Well, yeah, it was probably on his IG story. That's where I seen it.
Yeah.
But that should definitely be exciting right there. And Maestro's Classic is on the road. They're in Albany tonight at WWE.
Oh, you said that.
Yeah.
That's dope.
They have El Jefe Cuts and I believe Big West out there. You can take that call. Hello, you're live and air with the ScissorSalute Show.
ScissorSalute.
Okay, we have Ruben the Barber calling in from Florida. If you're not familiar with Ruben the Barber, all within 2 years, in this order, it seemed like he opened up a barbershop. Not too much time after that, opened up a salon. And not too far after that, opened up a barber school. And I believe it was all within a year and a half or 2 years, Ruben.
Dear God's a blessing him.
Within a year, it's opened at the barbershop, yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes, so that is quite a feat right there, and we'd like to salute him. I say about a year ago, he was announced as Fabulous Pro Barber as well.
Wow. Yeah, like 2 years ago, yep.
Okay, now Ruben, we've been talking about a lot of education here on the show, but I do remember that when you came on the show last time you were in New York, you talked about what's being taught at your school, and you getting them more prepared for the real world, and not really just getting them prepared for the state test.
Yes, it's something that I feel strongly about, yes.
Definitely. And how do you go about that?
Well, see, in the state of Florida, they require about 1,200 hours for a student to, complete barber or cosmetology school. And I just want to first off apologize about my voice. I got sick, so I lost my voice. If you guys can hardly hear me, I know, my apologies. But anyways, yeah, it's pretty much one thing when I open up my barbershop, I've noticed how pretty much barbers either they're good with the skills or they're good with people and not with the skills. So there was always something missing. And just to fill in that void, I decided to make a difference and open up the school. And pretty much we have enough time within those 1,200 hours, which is 6 to 9 months, the most for barber or beauty school, to pretty much train them not only on assignments due for state board exam, which is pretty much in Florida, multiple choice question test about theory and whatnot, and also getting prepared throughout the day on the activities that you do as, a daily stylist or a barber, which is from shaving, cutting, dealing with people. We do real life scenarios as far as like how to deal with rude clients, if something happens, a messed up haircut, from the little to the most, because that's the little things that sometimes they let go, in schools they don't mention, is what really kind of, shakes you up once you face it in the real world. Mm-hmm. And you never had no expectation of that ever happening. So I'm a strong believer in that. And I have to get psychology involved in it a lot as well, because a lot of it, we are in the customer service business. Mm-hmm. So psychology goes along with it very, very, very close. So I'm a strong believer in that. And I want to pass that on to others, because if I could have been taught that before, obviously would have made things easier, even though it's better to learn from experience than to read about it or study about it. But at this point in my academy, we like to make everything an experience. That way, once they go out there, they'll be ready. Whether they want to work for me or somebody else, open up their own shop. We even touch base about expenses, how to get your shop, your salon located, how to pretty much market, how to target audiences, what kind of audience do you want, what kind of shops do you want, because there's also different styles for different, people out there that you can actually target, if you want more of a family-based, or an old-school-based, or more for modern, young, urban-based. So it's always a win-win in this industry, because everybody needs haircuts, so, yep.
Ruben, there's a haircut. L.A., can you keep that haircut up for a little bit? There's a haircut that you did, I believe it was on a female, where you have a design that comes from the left side of her head to the right side of her head. And it's like
it looks like graffiti, right?
It's both positive and negative on the design. It's like tribal.
Okay. Is it, can you tell me from when was it? Because I know I did a few of those, just to be sure.
Well, it was a female. She has really short hair. She probably has like 1.5, 2 on the side. Huh? It's the Art is Life post.
Oh, okay. That was from a beauty show that I did recently, right?
Yes.
In Texas, I believe.
Take us through how you came up with that idea. I feel like you really nailed it. The canvas was really good. It definitely looks like the hair follicles were really close to each other. So you were able to really get that design really popping. But, did you think that it was going to come out like that good? I mean, it really looks ridiculous. Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I just want to say thank you for, the words mean a lot. Yeah, I mean, it was in a beauty show, actually. I think that's the one that's colored pink, right, on the top?
No, this is,
no.
It's, just a short haircut.
Okay, I know which one. The collage.
Yeah, it's a collage. It's a 4. She has tribal on.
Yeah.
And there's no color. It's just straight hair. But when I'm talking you nailed it, you nailed it. Like the left side of the head is done real clean. The right side of the head is done hollowed out. And then you left the hair along the bottom of the hollowed out. And then it goes from a negative up top to a positive on the contrast. So.
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, that one. Yeah, that's there's something about designs. I mean, art is life. I feel like art is everywhere surrounding us. I used to draw since I could remember. I used to do tattoos, if I could do designs or any type of graphics on hair. With the trimmers, I would do them, and I just really see no limitations in it. Whatever I've done before, if I could do something to make it better or more crazier, more creative, more attractive, and I'll do it. And yeah, I remember that actually was at a show in Austin, Texas a couple of years ago that I did. It was this young girl. It was her first time getting her hair cut. And her mom, who did hair, she was only like 14 years old. Her mom, who did hair, took her to the show with her to show her about it. And she ended up getting a haircut. So it was pretty cool. It was a win-win. I remember there was a big crowd watching me do this, and I was explaining it. It's amazing. It's a great experience. Just, see the people's reactions to what I'm doing. To me, that was the first time me trying something like that, actually. And I thought it was pretty amazing, how people loved it. And it just encouraged me even more, and that's the beauty about what we do, art, it doesn't have to be exactly doing designs, even when you color hair, you cut hair, do a fade, a style, everything is art that you create with your hands, it's a blessing, it's beautiful. But yeah, I remember that exactly, yep.
Definitely. So you said you've done tattoos before?
Oh man, look at that.
What is it?
You said you've done tattoos before?
Yeah, I used to do tattoos before. Yeah,
it shows now.
Mm-hmm.
It makes a whole lot of sense on this next haircut that is about to go up.
It looks like a tattoo.
You did, it looks like a tattoo. It's an eye done on the back of somebody's head with a rose next to a rose, and then on the bottom is flames.
Yeah, that was actually recently done. Yeah, at a show in Texas as well. Yeah, no, I like art, I like being creative. Like I said, I mean, I guess over time you get accustomed to the things you do repeatedly, and pretty much making contrast and colors stand out, within the natural source, which is the hair and the skin, and pretty much use the clippers to blend in and make certain parts stand out, be more contrasted than the surrounding areas. And that's how I'm able to create the roses and the eyes and portraits and everything else. So it's something that I've done repeatedly to get more comfortable with doing. All these things that we see people do, they're pretty much, capable of anybody else doing them. Repetition is the key to mastering something, I believe.
Now, Ruben, we go over what you accomplished. Most people get into the hair, they have goals of opening up a shop, and, other people have goals of educating. You have opened up a barbershop, opened up a salon, open up a barber school, and your platform educator for Babblers. How does it feel knowing that, you have your businesses, but you're still taking flights to other states to educate? What's the feeling like?
By now, actually, it's been kind of tough, to be honest. At first, it was kind of tough. Because when I got, sponsored, or I started traveling, and then before being sponsored, for events, competitions, and beauty shows, just leaving my barbers, at the shop was a little bit tough with the trust, because it's not the same as you being there as when you leave. They perform differently. They feel more like, okay, he's gone, But it just took a while, honestly, like maybe 15 barbers overall put together that I had to either let go or, but right now I have a group of 11 barbers in my shop, actually, and they're all pretty good, trustworthy. I was actually able to move out of the state, too. And, it still runs itself smooth. I got somebody collecting my rent from the booth, from each of the barbers, the school, pretty much I hired teachers. It's tough at first, honestly, it really is. You just have to kind of start doing it. If you don't start, then you'll never know what it's like. And I feel like once I got put in that situation where I kind of had to make ends meet, as far as like, wow, how can I get to be running the same way without me being there physically, I just kind of have to step out of it and try it and see what happens, and then from there know how to deal with it, because not all cases that, the workers are bad. Maybe on the first time that you may leave or something, the workers are doing an excellent job as if you were there, but in some cases not. So I would say you just kind of have to just try it one day and then go from there. Travel, take a weekend out, whether it's for an event or vacation, see how it goes, see what the customers tell you, what the other barbers send them, might complain about, oh, so-and-so did this when you were gone. There's stuff like that, but I feel like you just kind of have to start doing it. And me, by just doing that a lot, at the same time, it kind of just got them used to it. Just have to pretty much have serious talks with them, at first, kind of just give them examples and see that, look, if I'm doing this, you guys can do it too. There's more to life than cutting hair from behind the chair your whole life, you know. And I feel like just kind of leading by example was the main thing, you know, like I'll sweep everybody's station, you know, we all do that, you know. I clean, I'll get on my knees and clean the bathroom floors, mop. You know, you have to do that, you know, lead by example. And people see that, then your word means more, because now it's like, okay, he's not just saying it, guys. Like, look, he's busy, he's booked. You know, get the mop, hey, get the broom. You know, when he's finishing up, let's clean up because we're going to go before he does, you know? So I feel like that's what helped me out a lot, too, you know, just pretty much doing things. And like I said, you just kind of have to start trying. You have to just do it and see how it goes from there. If not, you just never know, honestly. Like I did at one point. I began with no experience about running a business, you know, a barbershop. And like I said, now I don't even live in Florida anymore, actually. I live in Colorado, and everything still runs itself. Even in school, it's going pretty well. And you know, I feel like I worked a lot, you know, wake up every day at 5 in the morning or earlier, go home by like 9, 10 p.m. every night, you know, and with the school and the shop, everything. And I feel like it paid off, you know, sometimes I go home later, barely sleep, but it really does pay off because I feel like I'm still young. I'm only 23 years old, and I feel like my hard work, if I don't have to be there physically, if I can just make it work itself out for me, make my money work itself for me, why not enjoy my years of youth, you know, when I can. So, yeah, you know, that's what I have to say about that.
All right. Well, Ruben, thank you so much for calling into the show. Again, if you're in New York, we'd like to have you come back into the studio, maybe showcase.
Yeah, definitely. I should be out there September, maybe, but I'll let you guys know if I am. I'm going to be in the show. Definitely.
Well, yay. Listen, before we let you go, please let everybody know how they can get in contact with you and all your social media information that you'd like to share with us. Please do so now. The station's yours.
Yes, you guys may contact me on Instagram on Ruben, RUBEN _DA Barber, the barber, and email Rubens, #5, staracademy@yahoo.com as well.
All right, well, thank you so much. ScissorSalute.
Salute to you guys. Bye.
Okay, so we'd like to ScissorSalute tonight's showcaser. We had Sophia Jimenez. Her IG handle is Makeup by Soph J, right? SOPHJ? Yes. That correct? Oh, okay. And she's from The Perfect Cut, located in Seaford, New York. The call-ins that you just heard, the calling from Faded Fresh Barbershop and Ruben's 5-Star Academy, located in Lake Wales, Florida. That was Ruben _ the barber. And from Miami, Florida, we had a call-in from Natalie Styles. Her IG is Natalie Styles 1, and we'd like to ScissorSalute and congratulate her for the new child. And we had special guest pop-up, Lee Resnick from Barbershop Connect, Creative BarberCon. That's going to be going down June 10th and 11th. Make sure you go to Barbershop Connect on Instagram, click the link in their bio, and buy the tickets. Don't go there and buy the tickets online. Why do that? Okay, okay, so we're going to do a little ScissorSalute sound off. Everybody put their hands in right here. Okay. Oh, are we doing this like this? We did this. Okay, so when I say scissor, you say salute. Scissor! Salute! One more time. Everyone dig deep. Dig deep. Scissor! Salute! Much better. Much better. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. If you're watching this right now on Facebook, press the share button and share it. Let you know that ScissorSalute Show comes on every Monday night, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Time. This is your place for inspiration, information, and education all across the board for barbers, hairstylists, and makeup artists. So if you'd like to be featured, email us, ScissorSalute@yahoo.com. Leave your contact information. We'll get back to you in the order that the email's received. If you love house music, switch over to StrongIsland.tv. Check out my house show. It's coming up next. And you already know what time it is with StrongIsland.tv, the quickest growing TV channel on Facebook. It's ScissorSalute to that. And put your chin up when you do that. All right, everyone stay up here because we got to take pictures.